Good morning, Bryce. And cloud cover has overtaken much of the Delta all morning long, but we do have the stationary front that is across much of the state, and that's going to help spark some of those showers and increase our rain chances throughout the day. Taking a look at the satellite and radar, we've had a lot going on across the state. Not necessarily here in the Delta, but there's been several tornado warnings across southern Mississippi this morning, and there's still an active tornado warning just north of the Gulf Coast. Also, some very heavy rain into northeastern Mississippi, where up to 2 or 3 inches of rain fell very quickly, causing some flash flooding. But here in the Delta, some of that cloud cover starting to break, which is not necessarily a good thing. It means we're going to have more warmth, which is going to allow for some of those thunderstorms to develop. And right now, cloud cover breaking along Highway 82 and south along Highway 1 into Rolling Fork. Cloud cover still pretty persistent in the northern Delta, where there's been showers really from Quitman County all the way into Tupelo. Also some showers starting to develop into northeastern Louisiana. So we are going to see some rain more than likely today. Temperatures are quite warm as well. It's currently 77 in Greenville, 76 in Greenwood, 72 up the road in Tunica, and we're looking at low to mid 70s across southeastern Arkansas. And today we're going to top out in the middle 80s, which is about 5 degrees below average, but humidity going to be high, so it's going to feel a little bit warmer than that. And then as we go into early next week, temperatures gradually back into the 90s, so pretty typical for what we would expect this time of the year. So tracking out the rest of your day, as we go into the lunch hour and really around 2, that's when things really start to explode here. Again, that boundary is going to be kind of draped right over central Mississippi, so that's going to help some of those storms develop. And as we get into the heating of the day, those clouds begin to rise and we start to see some of those thunderstorms forming. And we're not really looking at a severe threat. Some of these storms could have gusty winds and some very heavy rainfall, but again, severe threat relatively low. Most of the severe weather will be into southern Mississippi. And as we go through the afternoon, the rain gradually going to push to the south into the South Delta. And then as we go into the overnight hours, things calm down. Temperatures drop into the 70s. Not really anticipating too much rain overnight. There could be an isolated shower here and there, but for the most part, we'll keep it dry. Going into tomorrow, temperatures warm back into the mid 70s and 80s by lunchtime. And then we're going to see another round of afternoon thunderstorms. But again, this is going to be more garden variety. We're not really looking for widespread rain. It's going to be typical of what you would expect during a summer day. You get the warmth of the day, some of those storms bubble up, and then by the evening things kind of calm down. And that's going to be the pattern setting up through the next 6 days. I mean, rain chances will be low this weekend, but there will be a few isolated storms during the afternoon and evening, and we're going to keep that pattern heading into next Tuesday. As for the tropics, relatively calm the last couple of days. There was a subtropical storm that formed well off the Atlantic coast, Dolly, but that is now dissipating into the North Atlantic. But over the Gulf of Mexico, we do have some warm water and relatively low wind shear, so it could be favorable for some activity, but we also have a lot of dry, dusty air coming from the Sahara Desert. And basically this dust gets lofted up about a mile into the air, and it gets caught up in the trade winds, and now it's made its way all the way to the Gulf Coast. So several thousand miles of traveling, and this is going to affect us as we head into the weekend. Now, it's not going to be like a dust storm. Skies will be hazier than usual, and we're going to set up for some pretty vivid sunrises and sunsets, but really not going to affect the air quality all that much. It's going to be pretty high in the air, but for some sensitive people, maybe some allergies will be sparked by this. But as we go into this weekend, this is really going to mitigate any development over the Gulf of Mexico, so things will remain quiet, but definitely a cool little phenomenon. As we go into today, highs of 85, mostly cloudy skies, thunder showers likely, especially after about 11 a.m. into the afternoon hours. High temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler thanks to our rain chances, topping out at 84 in Cleveland, 83 in Chula, 82 in Grenada, and 85 in Batesville. For tonight, lows of 70, generally cloudy skies, a few isolated showers possible. It'll be in the 60s tomorrow morning as we wake up along I-55. We're looking at lower 70s along the Mississippi River, so another typical June morning across the region. As for tomorrow afternoon, some thunderstorms possible, more clouds and sun, highs of 86. We're going to keep those temperatures in the 80s through this weekend with only small chances of rain for the last weekend of June. And then as we head into the first couple of days of July into the middle of next week, temperatures back into the 90s, keeping those chances of rain in the forecast.